Hey guys, it's 4 degrees outside. Oh, I think it's actually 3 degrees. In any event, it's too freaking cold to do a lot outside today, at least for me. So we're back at the reloading bench and we're talking about 38 long. And if you remember from our previous video, we had taken some 38 special cases. And since we were using a model 1901 38 long revolver, Army revolver, we could use those longer cases. We didn't have to cut them down. There's no step in that cylinder. But as we took them to the range, and they did okay. And if you remember, those were the projectiles that I just drilled a hole in to kind of simulate a hollow base a little bit because I didn't have any. But they did expand like I wanted. They went a little faster than I wanted. And unfortunately, the extreme spread was all over the place. I mean, like I've never seen before. So I'm thinking, what did I do wrong? And what I've come to the conclusion is I'm not running a lot of powder volume. And with the longer case, that made it even worse. So you've got the powder, moving around in the case. And some of the rounds went just perfect. And some of them went super, super slow. So I've determined that using the 38 special case, while still doable, and I'm not saying to just throw that idea away, I'm saying that for some of the powder I was running, some of the lower density powders was not a great choice. And so, what's stopping us from cutting the case down? Well, not a whole lot, but there are a couple of things, and that's what we're here to talk about. So in my case, I got a regular set of 38 special dies. And as we all remember, usually the old 38 357 dies always came with this 1/8 inch washer. And the reason that was pretty simple, right? They were trying to save you a little bit of effort because your 38 case and your 357 case were an 1/8 of an inch difference. Well, in the same way, a 38 long case is also an 1/8 of an inch different. So what did I do? I said, let me take my 38 die and I will shorten it by an 1/8 of an inch. Now, I only did the seating die, the seating / crimp die, because you do not have the length to reach that shorter case with the counter bore as high up as it is on this die. So by taking off just an 1/8 of an inch, we are kind of duplicating that same 1/8 of an inch difference here. So now what I can do is I can set up my dies for 38 long. And when I want to load 38 special, oops, if I can grab the washer, I've already lost it. Oh, one-handed, wrong hand. I can just throw the washer in. So now I don't have to go back and forth and, reset my dies or whatever. And I kind of like that. And you need to modify it anyways. Now, if you do not want to modify it, right? And the only reason I wanted to modify it was to keep things simple and fast to switch between cases. But guys will take a 9mm Luger crimp die and they'll crimp the cases with those. You can do that. I tried it. It does work, but you're going to get a taper crimp. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily going to get the roll crimp that you're looking for or potentially are looking for. So if you want to get the roll crimp, the easiest way to do it, as far as I can see, without spending the big bucks for the dies or whatever, is just machine an 1/8 of an inch off. You know what I mean? Now keep in mind these things are case hardened. Okay, so I used some carbide, and also I used a carbide chamfering tool to put that lead in right there. And that lead in's pretty critical. You're going to want to do that. Now I did the blending just by hand, and time will tell if that is enough blending or not. But if not, I can go back and add a little more blend radius there if I have to. But the whole idea is, right, we want to minimize some of that case volume and see if I can get away with the powders that I want to use. And I also have some actual real live hollow base bullets that my cousin got me. So we are going to try those as well. And this is just another path to take. If you don't want to use the 9mm taper crimp die, or B, you don't want to spend a lot of money for the actual factory dies. Now keep in mind that some of the published data I have There's 1,000 or 2 variants between the diameter, the base diameter on 38 and 38 special, 38 long, I'm sorry, and 38 special. I think they have these at 379 and these at 381, so that's 2,000s. But other reference material I had them both at 379. So will 379 work on this one? Yeah, it'll work. So we're going to try that. If you want to be a purist, then I'd say go buy the other dies. But here's a cheap way, easy way, and who knows? Time will tell. See how our testing goes. All right, guys, until next time, keep warm.